So for our final session of the day, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about the work that still needs to be done and how that will be done. I'm delighted to introduce Dr. Sanjay Mukherjee, who's Metropolitan Commissioner at the MMRDA. Please welcome him. Welcome to the stage. Thank you for being with us.
Hi.
There's loads that I want to talk about. We got a little taste in that video of the work that is being done, but what are your priorities? And we'll come on to the megapolis in a minute, but what are the priorities now in terms of the work that needs to be done and how we are able to deliver that?
Well, MMRDA is looking something like 6,800 square kilometers of area. So we essentially do the inter-district type of work, and we provide the regional infrastructure.
Yeah.
So we have, the first thing that we do is that we plan for the entire Mumbai metropolitan area. This is the fastest growing urban agglomeration in the world. Second thing that we do is that we provide connectivity. So the biggest problem that any person who lives in Mumbai is facing today is the problem of commuting. So as was mentioned by the Honorable Deputy CM in the morning, that the aim is to do it in such a way that from any one corner to any other corner of Mumbai, if you want to travel, then you should be able to travel by 59 minutes. So that is the second thing. So we are building a huge network of metro rails and roads, you know, over the entire 6,800 square kilometers of MMR. So that is another thing. And then, so Mumbai is a very old city, and Mumbai has developed organically. Therefore, parts of the city which are, you know, which were developed by the Bombay Improvement Trust, or parts of the city which were developed by the BMC. So they are well planned. But there are parts of the cities which have been, you know, the people have come to stay there first, and they have been redeveloped later. And then lots of the city is covered by slums. So in this, we are doing two things. Number one, we have got into urban renewal. So we have very recently taken a call to get into slum development. That's one. And second is we are also into city development. So we just commissioned one bridge which is called as Atal Setu. And Atal Setu is the Asia's longest sea bridge, and it is India's longest bridge, and it has been completed 9 months before schedule. And it is India's first, 100% environmentally compliant bridge. In the sense, even the lights that are there, they are designed in such a way that both the aquatic and other life is not affected by that. So, so there we are going to develop another new city. So there was a city of Mumbai, then a city of New Bombay, and this would be another city which would be developed and which will be focused on IT, ITES, services, etc. So this is what we are doing. In addition, some 10 growth centers at various places, you know, focused on certain things like logistics, industry, animation, etc. So overall, regional development, planning, connectivity, and city development.
You raise a few points there, and I will come to each of them in turn. But the first, of course, the fastest growing urban area. It comes with growing pains, doesn't it? You can't tackle all of those problems at once. So when you look at your inbox, how do you prioritize what needs to be dealt with first?
Well, I think, see, we, I see this area and I see the whole country as an elephant. And, you know, so when the elephant moves, it moves very, very slowly. And then when it runs, then it cannot stop. So I think that's what's the situation of Mumbai. So, like I'll tell you, MMRDA has spent 50,000 crore rupees in the last 10 years. And it is going to spend 5 lakh crore Indian rupees in the next 10 years. So this is the change. So priority-wise, everything is important. But I think the most important priority would be number one, that is connectivity. Number two would be urban renewal, that is slums and tackling of that. And number three, new city development. Yeah. So that as the city grows, you know, and the only thing that Mumbai is, deprived of is land. Yeah. So as you develop a new city where the MTHL or the Atal Setu lands, so you essentially are extending Mumbai. So that's a luxury which Mumbai never had, that Mumbai will now get.
And you talked about the new bridge, being mindful that further development is conscious of the environment and not making some of those environmental problems worse. How do you make sure you get that right? Because quite clearly there is a rush to do this quickly because you need to solve these problems yesterday. But how do you make sure that what you are doing is conscious of its environmental impact?
See, I think certain matters are not negotiable. Sustainability is something which is absolutely not negotiable. Because why are we doing these things? So we are doing these things for our own population. We are doing these things for this generation and the next. And as we see that as the world is getting more and more connected, so, the entire world, I may have breakfast in one city and dinner in another. So sustainability is something which, just cannot be compromised. And in our country, we have a very, very well-set system. It's a very democratic country. So all these projects that we are doing, they have been planned over several years. Now they are on the takeoff stage. So there is a whole system of getting several environmental clearances. Like even if I touch an inch of forest land, then there is a public process, there is a hearing, there are objections, suggestions, people give their point of view, experts talk about it. So I'm sure the municipal commissioner would have talked about the Mumbai coastal road in his presentation. So I used to serve in the BMC when we designed that particular project, and then we started the work in that project. It is getting completed now. So in that case, you will not believe that even the technical DPR of that project was published in public domain. And people were asked to give their suggestions even on technical matters, not on general and sustainable matters. So I think that is a very, very robust process that we are having here, and that is something that we will be taking forward.
It is clearly an important democratic process, but are you ever frustrated that these things take time? Because there are so many pressing issues, aren't there, like any city, but you just want to get on with it, don't you?
So as I said now, that if the elephant initially just is moving, then the elephant walks very slowly, and then it runs. So it is this process, the first part. Now we are in that running phase. And therefore, I would like to tell you, like for instance, in New Bombay, SIDCO, where I used to work earlier, so that is doing the largest housing project in the world. Then this Mumbai Metro, that is about 387 kilometers of metro lines, of which MMRDA is constructing 337. This is the largest metro network being constructed at any given point of time in history. So yes, it is frustrating because we have spent several years preparing for this, but now I think the time has come for these projects to be executed. But as I said, sustainability is absolutely non-negotiable, and therefore, the time that a project takes, that is something which has to be there.
And ultimately, the aim of all of these developments is to make Mumbai a world-class city, one that people want to live, work, play, stay, visit. How soon do you think it will tip over that edge and you think, you know what, we're there? Mumbai is a world-class city.
So I think the Honorable Prime Minister has already announced that 2047 would be the year in which India would be a world-class city, and Maharashtra achieves its 75th year in the next 11 years. I see Mumbai, if I take Mumbai at 10, then I think all these projects that we are doing, so whether it is the metro network, whether it is the housing project, whether it is the, the New Bombay airport, whether it is the airport-to-airport connectivity, whether it is the issues of, civic development, like for instance, the sewage treatment plants, the sewer lines, the water supply. For instance, Mumbai has, I think, arguably the largest water supply hydraulic system in the world. So that system is getting improved by the day and improved by the day. So I think Mumbai by 10, that is the time when the tipping point will come. I think first tipping point is this year, because this year MTHL starts. That is supposed to increase the national economy GDP by 1%. Next year, the New Bombay International Airport should start. So that is expected to increase the national GDP by another 1%. Then every year, certain amounts of roads, bridges, cities, and metro networks, etc., will be delivered. So all this will contribute to the growth of the economy, yes.
And when you're at that stage, as a final thought, what would you want someone from anywhere in the world, how would you like them to describe Mumbai? What will Mumbai be?
Well, we describe Mumbai as by two words, Amchi Mumbai. my Mumbai. So it is a city where anybody can come, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, region, ethnicity. And this is a city which accepts everybody with open arms. I myself am not a Mumbaiker. I come from some other place. But now I feel that I am absolutely assimilated into this place. So that is what I would like Mumbai to be. Amchi Mumbai, a city for all of us.
I can't wait to see it. It's really exciting. Ladies and gents, Dr. Sanjay Mukherjee, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.